Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at two new DC Super Friends Imaginext sets. This is Steppenwolf and then Batman and Swamp Thing. So these are both relatively new. I found Steppenwolf probably a week or two ago, and Swamp Thing and Batman I just found today. I was super excited because ever since I found out this thing existed, I was like, I need to find this Swamp Thing. Imaginext Swamp Thing is such a random pull. I love it. I love the fact that they're doing that. Imaginext is really branching out into some fringe characters, and I really like that a lot. Swamp Thing's always been a definite favorite of mine, so I was very excited to find out they were making a Swamp Thing. So here we have Steppenwolf. You can see he's a little bit larger than your normal Imaginext figure. Most of the new gods from Apocalypse are. The figure for Darkseid is also a little bit larger than normal Imaginext figures, which is pretty neat. I like that. Taking a look on the back, we have, who is this military mastermind wielding an electro axe? Steppenwolf, uncle to Darkseid, immortal alien warrior and all-around bad guy. He's ready to take on the universe one villainous chop at a time. Bring on the superpowers. This villain will be tough to beat. That's true. So pretty cool. We'll bust that open in a moment, but first let's take a look at the Batman and Swamp Thing 2-pack here. What is it? Batman is not quite sure either, but he's ready to help Swamp Thing, controller of all plant life on the planet, to protect our environment at all costs. Batman is prepared to go green on this adventure. Come on, let's grow. Again, dad pun. I love it. That's fantastic. I love this, like, jungle safari Batman outfit with the boots and the backpack and everything. I think that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead. Let's get these two out of the packaging here so we can take a closer look. Alright, so here they are out of the packaging. We're going to start with Steppenwolf because we're going to have to save the best for last. But he's still pretty cool. I like him a lot. I like the kind of armor and the horns and everything going on here. The axe works just as you'd expect. Press the button and it chops the axe down. The only thing that bums me out is that the axe and all of this is one solid piece. So if you take this off of his hand there and then this whole piece comes off, this is one solid thing, which I think is kind of a bummer. I would like to just have the armor as one piece, and then maybe you could just plug this in to the backpack, and then you could hold it. But unfortunately, you cannot take the axe from the armor. So this whole thing is one solid piece, which it's not terrible, but in my opinion, I wish you could at least just take the axe like from right here. Like, the backpack could stay on, but then this just could unplug. Like, I'm okay for connecting. I just wish you could unplug it. But taking a look at the figure itself, I do like the paint and the design, the smirk and everything going on for Steppenwolf here. He's got this, like, almost headphone-looking piece on his head there. Normal articulation for the shoulders. Wrist swivel. Mine has a little bit of a paint mess up here on the side, which I might try to fix. And then, of course, he just has the bend at the waist as per usual. And like I was saying, he's definitely taller than your standard Imaginext figure. As is Swamp Thing, but even he's taller than Swamp Thing, so very cool. I like how the new gods from Apocalypse are a little bit taller to make them seem more menacing. I like that. So I like this base figure by itself. Very nice molding, nice detail. The color scheme is pretty cool, and like I said, I love the face. That smirk is perfect. And then when you pop this on, you know, I think it's cool. My only complaint is I wish the axe wasn't molded on there, but if you just have him holding it, it works. Plus you have a cool skull molded on there. That's kind of neat. So definitely a cool set, but my favorite of the two by far, this Batman and Swamp Thing combo. I mean, first of all, the Batman itself is kind of neat. Just because it's a new version of Batman, he's definitely ready for like a jungle expedition. He's got his backpack with a rope here. Unfortunately, the rope cannot come off. But he's got his boots. He's got a little knife molded there on the side. And then, of course, he's got this giant machete, which unclips from the backpack. Let me get it into his hand here. Slides in there so he can navigate through the dense jungles with this giant machete piece. And it's cool. It just comes off, and you can see there's kind of a tiny little notch right there, and that's for this tiny little notch in the sword. And you just kind of pop it in, and it just clips right in there. Works perfectly. This whole piece can come off. this backpack and harness piece. So you can take a look at the Batman. He's sleeveless because it's hot in the jungle. The head does not move. That is a piece that is molded in there. It cannot move from side to side. Standard shoulder joints, wrist swivel, and then of course the 90-degree bend at the waist. So it's cool. I mean, we have a lot of Batmans in the Imaginext lines at this point, so I definitely appreciate this one because, you know, you have a little bit of green here, you have the brown boots. Definitely not your standard looking Batman, so I appreciate that. And I think he looks awesome with this machete and backpack combo. And now, the main event, the Swamp Thing. This is amazing. Swamp Thing is not a super popular character. I mean, I love him. I think he's an amazing character, but I don't think you can argue that he's not super popular. So I think it's amazing that he got an Imaginext figure, and it's nicely done, beautifully molded. You can see some flowers down here on his legs, a little bit of flowers up here, moss and everything. The face is molded very nicely. The red eyes look great. He does have these shoulder pads which inhibit. I was going to say limit and inhibit, and I just said hibit, which is not a word. So it does limit the posability a bit. Not terrible. You can see it goes out about that far, and then it can go front to back that much. Wrist swivel, and then of course the waist swivel as per usual. So I'm really excited. I think it's amazing that we got a Swamp Thing in the Imaginext line. Very, very cool. So both of these sets are amazing. I think the Batman and Swamp Thing is definitely my favorite out of the two, but Steppenwolf is definitely very cool as well. My only complaint with him is I wish that axe weapon could be disconnected from the armor. Other than that, it's a great figure. So I definitely recommend both of these sets. If I had to choose, like I said, the Swamp Thing Batman set is my favorite, but not to discount Steppenwolf, I recommend picking them up both. These sets are really good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share the video, and please subscribe. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at Steppenwolf and then Batman and Swamp Thing from the Imaginext DC Super Friends line. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.